Hi everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and today I'm here with Under the Stars. I was recommended this visual novel a while back now, I think towards the summer, and I'm finally getting to it, but I'm very excited to check it out. Definitely love the general theme of like stars and constellations, and it seems here from the title screen we have a main character and some other interesting characters to their side, either side of them. So let's see what's going to happen because I'm very intrigued. But so far, I love the art style, and I've read briefly a while back the premise of this game, but I don't really remember. So we're just going to discover the story as we go through the game. So let's get started. Ooh, this is so pretty. Okay. In this world, everyone is born under a star. It grants us our greatest strengths, but also our weaknesses. For me, however, it was tied to a terrible fate. Oh no, what fate? Oh, I like this transition. Because it grants resilience, intelligence, but most of all, loneliness. The ones who are born under the star of solitude are bound to be alone forever. Why? Star of Solitude. Okay, so maybe that's our main character, born under the Star of Solitude. The Star of Solitude. Since I was young, I knew I was born under it. I knew what it meant. But as the only princess of the kingdom of Lunist, I had to continue our lineage. I had to marry and have children. And I wanted to. I always loved imagining the screams of kids running through the halls, cheerful and healthy. But as suitors came and went, that dream became more distant and distant. They would look at me, bored, cold, annoyed, telling rehearsed words of flattery, trying to fish me into their traps. And as much as I wanted to pretend I didn't care, as much as I told myself that royal marriage was supposed to be like this, it hurt. It hurt so much. I couldn't look into their eyes and tell them I loved them. My heart was unable to lie like this. I mean, that makes sense. It would be hard. Royal marriages are generally painted as marriages of convenience, and what real feelings do people have between each other? We don't know. When the suitors left, I would ask myself, is this the right choice? Am I being too selfish? And as the years went by, I realized it was the star's destiny. No one would ever love me. No, no Star of Solitude. No one possibly could. I was bound to be alone. Okay, bedroom. I like these colors. Dulari. Oh, they're so cute. I heard a knock on my door. Princess. Yes? The guests are here. I don't want to see anyone. I heard the servant mutter something to themselves while leaving. My 20th birthday would be in 2 days, I knew. My parents invited so many people to see me, even organized a 3-day party to accommodate everyone. But I was so depressed. I could hardly get out of bed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a rough state to be in. Especially given the context of there's a party in your name / for you going to happen. I looked back to the book I was supposed to be reading. Under the Stars. In that book, I could live the romantic life I never had. I read it so many times, I read it so many times that it started to make my mind create a perfect scenario. If I could live a love story, I would want it to be a fun one. A fun story. A fun story. All these years stuck into this maddening dilemma makes me want to live something fun. I don't ask for much, just a love that can fill my heart with warmth. Yes, if I had to choose, that would be it. I better get ready. I don't feel like it, but I think going out is better than mourning about the failure that is my life. Maybe something good can come out of it. Maybe. I hope. Click on the scenery to interact with it just for fun, or maybe for something else. The window. Sometimes I look up to the night sky and pray to the stars for happiness, for health, for love, but most of all, for peace. Peace would be nice. It's a mirror. Sometimes I look at my reflection and think, is there someone who looks just like me out there? I do wonder. Bed. This is my bed. It's pretty big, but it's because I'm pretty tall. I love a tall person. As someone who's not the tallest person, I'm quite not jealous. I used to be maybe when I was younger, but it is a nice thing to be tall. I think the only one taller than me in the kingdom is my father. Rug. Door. Wardrobe. There's a bunch of clothes here, mostly dresses. I'm always wearing this green one, though. You look very happy. Green does suit you, because green is my favorite color. Okay, I think oh, bottom. It's a tapestry of the colors of my kingdom. The colors are green and yellow, but I honestly don't know the meaning. Maybe green has something to do with the forests, and yellow, I don't know, despair? Okay, I'm pretty sure. No? Yes. I don't think there's anything else to click. We're leaving. We've left the room. I looked upon the corridors of the castle while walking. From afar, I can hear the music and the chatter from the ballroom. The nobles were here to celebrate my birth, but to be honest, my life didn't feel like it was worth to be cherished. No, it does. Maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't want to do a big party, but it still could be nice. But you have lots of feelings. I'm feeling all the feels right now, so it's a lot. I can see that. I looked to the moon. It was shining in the sky, calm and silent. They said there was going to be a supermoon on my birthday, and that it was a special sight because the spirits of the world would be awakened by its beauty. Good spirits like the stars, and also bad spirits from Mother Night. It gave me chills just thinking about it. The danger felt especially stronger because of the absence of... Princess, there you are. Or maybe it's a knight, question mark? Not to say you can't have a feminine sounding voice and be a knight, but I don't know who this is. I thought maybe it could be like one of the servants who we saw earlier. That sound of metal was unmistakable. Okay. The knight stopped right in front of me, his armor reflecting the moonlight. He was smiling as usual, his locks of hair bouncing on his head. It was Ezekiel, my personal bodyguard, who had been out for a whole month. Oh, why? Oh, Ease. I thought you wouldn't come. What? Of course I would. It's your birthday. Besides, that training was too easy. I learned everything super fast. That's why they sent you earlier? Yeah. Also, I ended up breaking some practice dummies, and the guy got mad at me. I couldn't hide a smile. That was so much like Ease, to break things by accident. It was because of his star, the star of strength, that he had a tremendous force, always surprising us, even though he was the softest soul on earth. What did I miss? I continued to walk in the direction of the ballroom as he followed me. Nothing much, to be honest. There were so many people outside. This is going to be huge. So cute with the blushies. I like the little expression so far in the art. It's very lovely. Is it even worth it? Huh? Oh, I said it out loud. I mean, I think my father must have invited the younger princes from outside. Another pack, huh? There's just so many princes out there. He sounded a bit bummed, but I ignored it. You know, I had an idea while I was training. What was it? What if, instead of just introducing you to them, the king threw a big tournament to see who gets your hand? It would be cool, right? I could be the last challenger. You? Yes. If they could win against me, there would be nothing they couldn't protect you from. That's a rather bold affirmation. What do you mean? You make it sound like you're invincible. Well, I need to be in order to protect everyone, right? You. Also, it would be just like in your books. All those masculine guys fighting for a girl's love like true warriors. Sorry, that's not how I wanted to deliver the line, but whatever. All those masculine guys fighting for a girl's love like true warriors. And then their swords would go like shh. And then when their friend gets harmed, they go like, no, Adrian! Clank, clank, clank. Okay, I love that you're excited about it, but Dulari does not seem very excited about it. Well, maybe now. We continued to walk to the ballroom, and slowly Ezekiel wrapped his tail of mightness. I do like this font, by the way. It's very nice. When we reached the door, I gave a deep breath. Okay, let's do this. The ballroom was completely filled with nobles from all over the world. Some of them I only heard of. Some others I visited on trips with my family. I had never seen this room so packed. The human warmth it had was enveloping. All those faces brightened at my sight. Ah, princess, you've grown so much. You've bloomed into a beautiful flower. I was assuming they were older nobles. In no time at all, I was surrounded by a flock of elderly nobles, complimenting me and asking trivial questions. I answered them with the grace of a butterfly, smiling and leading the conversation as best I could. I could see my mom watching me from afar, a bit worried about me. After a while, the king finally left his throne to greet me. Good old Dad. He smiled, opening his arms. My beloved Dulari. I went to meet him, bowing gently. Father. It is such a joy for us to see that you've grown into such a beautiful woman. These days are for celebrating not only your birthday, but also your future. One day, you'll be the one ruling these lands as the light of our kingdom. Until then, I want you to settle down as soon as possible to bring us tranquility before we leave you. Yes, Father. After that speech, it was my mom's turn to speak. Oh my gosh, so cute. Look at both of them. My dear Dulari, you know I wish for nothing but your smile. For me, your happiness is the balsam of my days. I never heard of this word, balsam. I'll have to look that up later. Balsam? So please, enjoy your days of youth. Enjoy this party as a welcome to this new cycle, as you've seen 20 springtimes. I hope that luck may smile upon your fortune, my daughter. Thanks, Mother. All the nobles clapped, cheering. I felt numb. I didn't deserve to be celebrated. What were we celebrating? A failure like me? Dulari, don't say that about yourself. After the speech, the food started to be served. The nobles gathered around the tables, chatting happily and laughing. While everyone was eating, I spotted a lonely figure in the corner of the room, drinking alone. I almost couldn't recognize him, but I did. Prince Leon Dimitri Skygazer from the kingdom of Constelex. The only prince that wanted to be my friend, rather than suitor. Leon was different from what I last saw of him. Of course, it's been years since I saw his face, but something other than his appearance has changed. His smile. It was gone. I knew about the passing of his mother, but still, seeing its effects made my heart clutch in my chest. Especially when I knew which star he was born under, the star of sensibility. He was amazing at reading people, but it was always difficult to get anything from him, even though his soul was much more delicate than any other. I approached the prince cautiously. Leon? He eyed me, a bit surprised, like he wasn't expecting me to greet him. Dulari. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I lost my voice for Dulari. How are things? So. How about you? Suddenly, King Saruva, Leon's father, interrupted us. I don't know. Oh, hello, Princess Dulari. How are you? I'm well, thank you. I see you still remember my boy. I'm glad you two are such good friends even after all this time. Yes. King Saruva was always a lively man. Seems so. Look at the pose he's in. I love it. Smiling and laughing and making jokes. But as for someone who just lost their lover, he was too happy, too calm. It was quite unnerving, especially when his child was so sad about it. You look so moody, Leon. Put a smile for a pretty birthday girl. That way you'll never... If you continue that way, you'll never win her heart. Whatever. King Saruva, your son's still mourning. Not in the best mood, probably. The atmosphere started to feel weird. I think I'm going to grab something to eat. Oh, feel free, my dear, but don't eat too much. We still have 2 days before your big party. Oh, this is not the big party? This is the welcoming party. I understand now. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Excuse me, King Saruva. Leon. They bowed, and I quickly left, wandering to the tables. After I grabbed a plate and sat with the nobles, my father called for the jester. For a while, everything went silent. No one knew where they were. Until suddenly, they jumped out of one of the table bottoms, rolling until they faced the king's legs. Ouch! Ah! King, my king! Oh, but such marvelous clothes you wear! Is there any special occasion? My father laughed along with the other nobles. Oh, so you didn't hear. Of what? Is there something happening in the castle? They looked over to the guests, dumbfounded. Ah, who are these people? My king, I think we're under attack. Hide yourself. The jester hid behind the king, pretending to be scared. There's no need to be afraid. They are our guests. Our guests? For the princess's birthday party. Princess. Everyone pointed at me to clarify who my father was talking about. His only child.
Ah, so you are the princess, all right.
Okay, Jester.
The jester approached me while the nobles enjoyed themselves with their foolery. Would you mind getting up from your seat, dear princess? I got up, and just then the jester looked mesmerized, tumbling down. Wow, so tall. Are you sure there are two princesses instead of one? Are you sure that there isn't just half of you? The nobles laughed. Oh, you wound me, princess. I think I'm going to cry. They faked a very exaggerated crying face.
This crying face is lovely.
To the delight of the guests. That's all you nobles know how to do. Make the masses cry for your enjoyment. I hate you all. I really do. I wish I could kill you all.
Oh,
Even if their voice was playful and the guests were laughing, there was a hint of sincerity in their words. Maybe it was just me, but there was a dark tone to their voice, a veiled hate, a foggy truth. I couldn't put my finger on why that impression came to me of all times. I was probably just anxious from everything and starting to imagine things. Probably. It was almost midnight when my father invited everyone to see the guest rooms of the castle, where they would be staying these days. The ballroom suddenly was quiet, only the leftovers to be cleaned by the servants. I helped them to pack up the plates and the cups, and after that I felt exhaustion take over me. Still, I didn't want to go to bed just yet. I wanted to relax a little bit. I could watch the moon one more time, or just sit by the fire. What should I do?
I'm gonna save. We quick saved. Okay, sit by the fire. Let's be warm. It's probably cold. I don't know what your birthday is. Like if it's seasonally, weather-wise, hot or cold.
I approached the fireplace, longing for the warmth of the fire. Ezekiel was sitting next to it, watching as the flames consumed the log slowly. Its crackling's the only remaining sound of the room.
Ah, princess. Didn't see you there. What do you think of the party so far?
It was nice, maybe a bit overwhelming.
I see.
He began to fidget in his spot. What is it?
Huh?
You look nervous.
Ah, it's just.
He looked down like a guilty puppy.
I may have broken a cup. I tried to clean the mess, but then someone tripped on me and fell, and then there was more wine on the floor, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I sat beside him, looking at the fire. Suddenly, all the adrenaline of the party worn out, leaving me with emptiness. I was so tired, and I felt so weak, so helpless. Remembering my parents' words, I felt sad again. I was born to be alone. How could I ever marry someone? How could I ever continue our lineage? I wish I wasn't born under the star of solitude. Ace watched me quietly, a bit confused by my sudden statement. How can I ever marry someone like that? How can I ever marry someone like that? It's my fate to die alone.
You won't die alone.
The seriousness of his words took me by surprise, but then he smiled.
Whether you like it or not, I'll always be by your side.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
Aw, Ezekiel. Cute. Okay.
I went straight to bed, exhausted from the party. I thought this was going to be my own. I thought that this was going to only be a normal birthday, maybe a little sadder than usual, but I was wrong. Oh, I was so wrong.
You didn't know that what the future held. It's okay. None of us do. Okay, so we're on Ezekiel's route. Okay, the Sun Knight. Cute. Like that.
Where? The ballroom?
Everything sparkling.
This is my house, but it feels different. Younger, somehow. There is music filling the air, people dancing and laughing, spinning like a wheel. Wait, I remember this moment. This is the ball of my 15th birthday, not so long ago. The day when I danced with Ezekiel.
Aw, look at this. Look at that. They're so cute. Okay.
My father was sick, you see, so he couldn't dance with me that time as we usually did. But then Ezekiel volunteered to be my partner. No one thought he would do it, but to our surprise, it was the best dance I ever had. Huh?
Oh.
From the ground, a strange darkness started to emerge. Like a fountain, it spread through the walls, swallowing them into its power. All colors were disappearing as if dying right in front of me. Soon the silence and me were the only things remaining.
Oh, that's scary. What a contrast. Is it a nightmare?
The darkness started to crawl over my feet, making me panic, and then a voice echoed through the emptiness. Oh, Princess Dulari. It sounded so distant, but at the same time, very, very close. The world is unfair, isn't it? And for a second, I felt a warm breath on my neck.
Definitely nightmare.
Huh. I woke up, but it was still pitch dark. A nightmare? It made sense, considering all the bad feelings I was having. But, I could hear faint noises coming from somewhere, like furniture being moved from one place to another. I couldn't say where exactly, but is there someone else awake? Why would they be moving furniture anyway? I hope it's just father being weird, or the servants preparing for tomorrow. I was too tired to think. To be fair, I didn't want to think. I was tired, so tired of everything. I just put my head on my pillow and prayed for the stars. Please, just let me sleep. Please. As if they heard, I closed my eyes and forgot everything for a while.
Okay. Interesting.
The next day I woke to the sound of a servant banging on the door.
Why would you bang on the door?
Princess! Princess, wake up! It's already morning! I was going to respond when a yawn took my voice away for a second.
Actual yawn. I'm coming.
Well, your father was calling for you. He's gonna make a picnic for the guests. Tell him I'm on my way. Yes, my lady. They left without saying anything more. I stood there for a while, trying to collect my thoughts and everything else to get ready to interact with strangers. I wasn't very excited to talk to strangers so early in the morning, especially considering my current state.
I feel that.
I couldn't even keep my eyes open for long. As I wandered to the bathroom, I felt the cold breeze of the morning chill, the sudden realization of being completely alone. I gulped, feeling the fear of my nightmare all over again. I hope I can forget this dream as soon as possible. I quickly reached the bathroom, washing my face with cold water. Little by little, that bad sensation was washed away, though my willingness to socialize was as low as ever. I don't want to talk to anyone. Sighing, I decided to go to the ballroom. Even if it was just a dream, I wanted to be there again, just for the nostalgia. The place was calm and silent, very different from my dream, but it was a nice silence, a comforting one. I imagined people dancing again in that ballroom, people that I actually knew instead of just political friendships. I really wanted to throw a party for all of my friends one day.
No? In tiny font?
Huh? Come back here, you little freak. Before I could recognize the voice, the owner of it ran into the room.
Oh, that's Ezekiel.
Ezekiel was chasing a cat. Ugh, come back here. The poor creature was more astonished with the heavy steps of Ezekiel than anything else. It crossed the room so fast that I did not notice when it hid under my skirt, shaking like the stem of a flower in a storm. The bodyguard approached me, breathing loudly, looking in all directions but incapable of finding the little fugitive. Ah, Princess. I gave him some time to recover. He eventually started to catch his breath. Well, okay. Did you see a cat around here? The cat was still trembling between my feet. No. Why? Okay. Something happened? Oh, it's just that one of the nobles said that their cat was missing, so... They asked you to find it. No, I just heard them and started to search. For a cat you don't know what it looks like? When you put it like that... Oh, Wheeze, what am I going to do with you? He scratched the back of his neck. I'm sorry. It's fine. He stared at the ground, embarrassed, and for a moment there was silence. And that silence made me feel a bit numb again. I looked away, staring at the windows, when Ezekiel spoke. I thought you would be at the picnic. What are you doing here? I'm in no mood to socialize. Oh, sorry. That sad expression. Oh, wait. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it that way. I mean it like I don't want to talk to the other nobles. That's it. It's not that I don't want to answer your question. Oh, okay. I was pondering if I should share the events of last night when I remembered that Ease had the bad habit of sleeping late. He must have heard something. Ease, Princess, did you hear anything weird last night? Weird? Yeah, like furniture being moved from one side to another. No. I just heard some trees, rats, King Carcarus's snores. I'm afraid that something is going to happen. You heard about it, right? The supermoon, when the spirits awaken. Honestly, Princess, something. Honestly, Princess, I don't believe in those kinds of rumors. This interface is so pretty, by the way. It's hard to think that something invisible just wants to mess around because the moon grew bigger. Oh, that's right. Ezekiel wasn't the type to pray to the stars, nor believe in spiritual forces, so to him it would obviously sound like I was just overthinking things. I felt a bit dumb sharing my worries with him. Not that I wasn't overthinking at this point, but... I sighed. We should go to the picnic. Oh, right. I'll come with you. Maybe I was supposed to keep things to myself after all. Deal with them alone, as per usual. When I moved, the cat that was hiding under my skirt took the opportunity to leave, running away. While it escaped, I went to face my own fears.
Okay, I'm liking this so far. I'm very intrigued how it will continue. I do worry for Dulari, but these are a lot of feelings, very valid feelings to have, but it's a lot of strong, intense feelings to have, especially about yourself. So I only hope that she can realize that she doesn't have to hold everything in, and she's really not alone. And she is also only 20. Lots of things can happen thereafter, but there's this pressure of marrying to secure her like royal lineage and everything. So that's something that she has to also contend with, and that's a lot also.
The rest of the morning went slowly. time passing like a very lazy cloud. In the picnic, there was music and jokes from the jester, but everything felt stagnant and tasteless. I tried talking to some nobles to pass the time, but all of those conversations felt boring. I just wanted to go back to sleep again. Having to pretend that everything was all right was starting to wear me out. And while I tried to keep everything inside of me together, the night came without warning. The second ball of my birthday was very similar to the first one. This time the jester delighted everyone with their tales, talking through colorful puppets. People cheered and clapped and ate and were smiling together, and I pretended to be there, to be cheering, to be happy too. But Mother, she had this stiff smile on her face, her eyes fighting to not burst into crying. She was holding up pretty decently, until a faint sigh escaped her lips, tired and sad. Mom? Suddenly, my mother jumped out of surprise. Yeah? Yes? Yes, my daughter. I don't remember the voice. I just used maybe like 15 minutes ago. So sorry. I could feel her mind was elsewhere, her eyes drifting in a world of dream, longing for the end of the night. Are you okay? Yes, of course. There was such a pure sadness hidden in the color of her eyes, playing hide and seek with sincerity. I felt guilty. I wish I could help her, whatever she was feeling. But maybe it was the fact that I existed that saddened her. Why would you say that? Your mom's not sad about that. Your mom's not sad about that, Dulari. I looked down, pushing aside any further questions. When I noticed, the first day of the celebration was over, everyone going back to their rooms. The servants hastily cleaned everything, already preparing for the next day. The room became empty again, just as I wanted my thoughts to be. I was not tired. Somehow I felt relieved, finally free from all that commotion, from all these people. I felt energized, like something interesting was hidden in the late hours of night when no one was looking. Maybe just the silence itself was promising. And grabbing onto that hope, I pretended I went up to my room, only to get away after everyone was asleep. Different from last night, there weren't any noises. Maybe Ezekiel was right. I was just overthinking. I opened the door to get out of my room, feeling safe to go. I ran through some corridors and managed to see a glimpse of Leon looking at the moon, just before heading to the guest rooms. He felt so distant. I wish I could reach him. But not now. As I continued to walk, I reached the gardens. It had a gentle smell of flowers and grass, and as the wind blew through the trees and bushes, it made a nice and soothing sound. But amongst all that scenery, two shadows gazed lovingly at each other. I hid myself as soon as I saw them, not wanting to disturb, not wanting to get involved. But the night was so silent, almost as if it wanted me to hear them. Saruva.
Wait,
Saruva.
is that your... Wait, no, Saruva? Question mark? Saruva the king? Question mark?
Wait, is that Mother?
Vendanshi. Vendanshi.
That's my mom's name. It's almost weird hearing it. She put her head on his shoulder, sighing, and they stayed like that for a whole minute.
Is everything okay?
I never thought King Saruva could say things with such softness in his voice. It was almost like my ears were brushed by feathers. He caressed her back up and down, slowly, as if consoling a child or a mourning wife. Soon I started to hear low sobs. I don't want to leave you.
You don't need to.
Suruva. For a moment, there was only the wind. He's acting weird.
Doesn't he always?
When I'm around you, he acts weird. He starts to ask about what we talked about. He's
Jealous.
She slowly embraced him into a hug. He's starting to suspect. Are they talking about father? Oh, Saruva. He's going to find out if we continue to go on like this. There's such sadness in her voice.
So, is this the end?
They stayed silent for what felt like hours. She detached herself from the hug painfully. Their arms were still holding each other until they slipped into just holding hands. And finally, they were apart. I'm sorry.
Are you really going to leave me?
His pained voice shot through the air, silently but firm.
Saruva, we need to forget this. But you are the love of my life. There is nothing in this world I want more than to stay with you for as long as possible. Okay, so what I'm gathering here is that King Saruva's wife has just died, like, this past year. But obviously, a lot of these marriages are just political in nature and convenient. Like, they're marriages of convenience, which, like, tracks from what we've seen, but also tracks in general from most portrayals of, like, royal marriages. So it seems like these two are Dulari's mom and King Saruva have known each other for a very long time and probably loved each other for a very long time. Is my guess, or the other way is that they've gotten to know each other and fall in love with each other, but obviously one has one spouse, like, it's out of the picture, and the other is not. So it's kind of impossible. Not impossible. It's more difficult to keep together. And also, this is a big secret. So I wonder how Dulari is going to go with this, like, react to this. There's not a single day I spend without thinking about you. There's not a moment in my life I don't want to travel back here. Now that I am finally free, you tell me to forget you. Like, that is even possible. Please don't make this harder than it already is. I love you, Vendashi. I can't love anyone else. Please, Saruva. She turned around, leaving him in a hurry, before her heart made her change her mind. Vendashi. Saruva stood there, very still. The night breeze wandered through the garden, filling the silence that stayed. For a long moment, it looked like that was going to be it. The loss of such tender love, it was like loneliness, but even worse. I felt my heart sink, a depressing numbness taking over my soul. I stood up and prepared to leave, tucking that sad moment into my memories. But then I heard. You are going to regret that. He wasn't talking to me. He stood in the place he was a moment ago, looking at the direction my mother went, but something was completely different. The soft-spoken voice of King Saruva was gone. It was threatening, giving me chills, and I knew it wasn't from the night breeze. There was something broken in him, deeply in his heart, a hatred that had waited a long time to free itself. He stormed out, leaving me alone with my thoughts. There was this unnerving feeling crawling under my skin, left by his presence. I was scared. For the second time in 2 days, I was deeply scared. That darkness from my nightmare felt closer and closer, and there was nothing I could do about it. Okay, that was a lot. Okay. That really was a lot. Okay, I feel like I should leave it here for now since we've done a lot already. I'm really enjoying Under the Stars so far. Dulari is a character. I worry for her. Totally valid feeling she feels, but honestly, I really hope that she can realize that there's lots more to her life. Though I can see why it'd be hard to like not focus on being able to like find someone that you like love and like want to be with, when given that you are asked to do that and that is like made to be your like duty to your royal lineage, to your family, to your kingdom, blah 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 blah. That's a lot to like contend with. So I don't know what that actually really feels like, but I really hope that like as we continue the story, that there will be some more personal growth and realizations. Your life is not just about that, and it's, you know, there shouldn't be extra pressure in a situation like this. I'm also concerned that, whatever her mom and this other guy were together, but her mom has broken it off. What is this guy gonna do now? Don't know. Does this mean like he's gonna try and kill the dad, the king? Who knows? I mean, I could see that if he is a desperate man, desperate actions are more likely to follow than not. So we'll have to see. It is very intriguing. Anyways, I will end the video here. Please like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this playthrough and other videos and playthroughs of visual novels that I've done on the channel. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it again, and I hope you are too. So have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!